Hello, welcome back. Right, the Ainsman ARE1 that was going to be on the Knight Rider project, it's got a problem with the gearbox, so if I wait any longer I'm not going to get any videos done. So if you remember from my other videos, I had this mellow yellow Peugeot 405. Well, I've took the shell off and I've decided to use this. After a long think, I think we're just going to run it like this for now, because if anything happens to the chassis, the shell, I'm more interested in the shell than the chassis, and this is a spare one. So I'm just gonna, I'm gonna do that there, which is I'm going to just bear with me a minute. There you go. Right, I've just put a normal standard 540 Johnson RS 540 motor on it. It's running a 19 cog. And here's a little tip for you. And I've noticed that these TL01s suffer from what type of screw and what size spur you can put in. So what I've done, I've dremeled the bore out a little bit so I can stick a bigger, it's a flathead, it's the only ones I've got. I've only got like another 30 of them, so I'm using them. But if you notice, they fit in flusher. But also, if you cut one out completely, you can stick a bigger bigger tooth gear in. There's a friend of mine runs a 30 tooth with a standard gear on this, so we can play around with the speed on that. But this is just for filming. So it's got a 12-turn Ainsman Racing on the top. It's got a Sauer, I think it's just an aftermarket 24 megahertz receiver. It's got a metal servo which came with it, so this is donated to me off a fella. Old Subaru wheels which are painted up with that glitter. I don't know if you can see that. I'll try and get it in now. You see the glitter on it? That was the effect paint. I decided to put the effect paint on these cheap tyres. I'm going to solder the motor on, and then I'm going to have to try and make it fit onto the Knight Rider. Now, Knight Rider is at the moment setting. I've aerodieted the holes up. You can see that. I've aerodieted it. It is stuck. Also, there you go. It's all aerodieted. It's clear, but when I've drilled it down and dremeled it, it should be okay. It should be okay. Also, redone the repair on the front. If you notice, there was a crack here. Again, used some Dremel and I rubbed it down with the... I used some Dremel? What am I on about? There's something definitely in that coffee, I'm telling you. Right. Also, I sealed the back end, and I've sealed where the holes used to be, because it gives you a bit of a backing support as well. And I've not done much to it. I'm just going to rub it down, get a bit of grip on it, and put a bit of build-up black paint on it. It's bumper paint that you use on a car. Apparently it'll take any roughness out, but I'll see how it goes. But preferably, I don't want to start altering it, but looking at it now, that's why I've done it. I think it looks better on the TL01. I should have really purchased another one, but unfortunately the Ainsman has died. I just can't seem to get the gear working properly, so I'll either sell it on or strip it down for spares and sell it separately. So yeah, it's a shame really. I sold my Micro T today. £25 I sold it for, but yeah, I think the TL01 will pull it quite well, and I've done a bit to the shell today like I promised. And also, if we just stick it about there, you go. I've also, if you've been watching the video, do you remember that the this used to be a bluey colour. Well, I've put a bit of smoke spray inside to darken it, and when you've got it on, so that was on there, it does look quite a bit darker. I don't want to lose the blue. I think the blue gives it a bit of authentic look, but I've got to put another coat on that yet, so that should be dark. Also, what was I going to say? Right, I'm selling my TL01B chassis. Now it's all working. It'll be coming most probably with the tyres that Paul sent me on the Slash. It's in good working order. I want £35 plus postage or nearly stuff it, or we'll swap of what you've got. So just let me know and we'll sort something out. But I can't ship to America unless we come up with some idea of either snail sailing to deliver it or some other way. I don't know. I don't understand that. But yeah. Also, I decided. Yes, you're seeing right. The Slash Traxxas controller now works this. The reason why, I just seem to like it seems to be more responsive with that servo. It seems to fit well. It doesn't seem to do stuttering like some of them do. Very well built. Very, very proud of this, Paul, by the way. And for the latest updates on it, we should get some filming done this month, because we're just going to do an intro of her and what she's been up to, and you know, literally it's how he starts, and you know he's going to be on the shelf, and I've got to get some effects done. I've just getting anybody knows how to use this Sony Vegas Pro Tool in editor. You need a degree to use it, but I'll get there eventually, I suppose. So there you go, just a quick one on the death of the Ainsman and the rebirth of the TL01. Yet another TL01. And no, it's not the M3. The M3 is over here. Right, here she is. She's my baby. Yeah, she's my shelf queen, and she means the world to me. A project that was off the top of my head, and it was not even planned. And I think this was like, it's got indicators, it's got lights, it's got. I love the exhaust on this. Actually, I'll show you the exhaust. Look at the size of that bitch. What I did with, what I did is I fitted it onto the chassis bumper. So if I take the shell off, it's not going to come off with it. So it's actually set to the bumper, which I'm quite proud of myself for that. It's all alloy. It's complete alloy underneath. Everything. Hobby wing I run it on. All the turnbuckles, sway arms are all aluminium, and if things come right, I most probably do it to the Night Rider as well, so I think it'll look quite smart. This is my TC3. This is my car. I won I think it was a 1999 indoor competition in my local area, and then I gave it up because my son was due, my eldest, and then decided to sell it. So I sold it, and I've bought it back again. I bought it off the man who I sold it to, and he met me and we met up and had a cup of coffee and that, and he decided to let me have it for a cheap price. So yeah, it hasn't got the original shell, which was a Nissan Skyline on it, but you know, it's a TC3. It says it does what it says on the tin. It's got a Leopard 12 turn in there, brushless, which is my baby. Yeah, when I get some good weather, I'll start getting some bashes on. When we do Night Rider, the first series, you'll notice that M3 Euro drift car, she's going to be in it, and that's going to be in it, but they're not moving, they're just going to be parked up. They're going to act like one of the cars gets robbed, and Night Rider's got to suss it out. Also, there's a TL01B if you're wondering what it looks like. That's how it'll come. It's got no running, it's got no electrics in there, but everything else will get you going. Brilliant wheels off Paul there. I might sell them, but if I get another one I'll let you know. Also, somebody said to me, you didn't do a very good shot with that Midnight Project pumpkin. Right, here she is. There she is. Isn't she beautiful? She's my baby, and I've upgraded it all with hydraulic shocks because I was fed up of it just bowing all the time. And also, you can see that I've took the motor out at the moment. I'm doing some rework on it. As you can tell, yeah, it's a little bit harder because I've got a metal. I've also got a gas shock down there, or hydraulic shock if you get bloody technical. Yeah, it's very sturdy. It's a bit too sturdy, but it just goes on the road. It's a bit of a fun car. But here we go. Here's the lights. I made them myself, and what I loved about them, they actually fitted in the original light hubs, which were like the lunchbox. It also works on the back. I put the switch in there, so they do beam quite far. The only problem I've got is it seems to be a bit too strong on the back, so I might take the middle shock out because the other two seem to be doing it. But yeah, that's Project Night, and yet again it's got a Monster energy drink on there. It's because I actually quite like the symbol more than the drink, but I seem to be drinking a lot of it lately. Like I haven't dissolved my kidneys yet, but there you go. Yes, there's the Slash's garage. I bet you're wondering what she's like. Well, she's in there. She's asleep, and she's staying asleep. Yeah, the next video I'll do will be an update on my conversion from... Wait a minute, sorry about this. I need to get some decent bloody cameras. Right. So this is going to... CL01's taking the place where the Ainsman was, because the Ainsman has got issues and I'm not very happy about it. So I'm going to have a cup of coffee now. Oh yeah, Blade asked me what type of coffee do I use. The coffee I use, Blade, you ready? Is this one. And it is beautiful. I don't know if you can get it in where you come from, but there you go. That's the coffee I use over here. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's instant coffee, but it's nice because I also have one of them pod. I can't remember what the Krups Dol Gustos, is it? Yeah, I've got one of them, and unfortunately the bloody pods are dear, so it just stands at the moment. But I need to give it a good clean, and I'll be using it a lot more again. So that's just a look at my stuff, what I've been up to, an update on Knight Rider. And if you're new to my channel, please subscribe, and I promise I'll keep the swearing down this time. I've done quite well with myself today, so cheers anyway, and peace.